Jatimeti kula gotra doragam.
Adi Shankaracharya was one of the noblest of Advaita philosophers, a great thinker who was an inspired champion of Hinduism and possibly its most vigorous missionary. Besides his exhaustive and brilliant commentaries on the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita and the Brahma Sutras, Adi Shankaracharya also wrote several introductory texts to the study of Vedanta. Of these, the Vivek Chudamani is the most enlightening, a jewel of perception that is an invaluable guide to the study of Vedanta. The quest in Vedanta is purely subjective. The seeker is intent on discovering his essential identity, the realization of his true self. Who am I? What is the real nature of the being that is continually expressing itself through the body, mind, and intellect in all its worldly interactions, experiencing joy, sorrow, anger, and fear? Swami Chinmayananda leads you towards this realization in his discourses on the Vivek Chudamani.
So then, in order to awaken to this higher state of consciousness, a mere enthusiastic and sincere contemplation alone is not sufficient. The mind must be prepared to keep its balance in contemplation through the study of the scriptures, the earlier satsang that you had with your teacher. Then only the intellect will be completely convinced of the serious implications in the scriptural arguments provided by the great subjective scientists called the rishis. Or else in the seat of meditation, though you might have lifted up yourself a little, 101 doubts can rise in the intellect and pull down all your integrations that you have created in yourself, and the mind again agitates. Therefore, krita shravana, one must have already heard from the teacher or read in the book, indirect listening, and has got done mananam sufficiently that these ideas are no more in the book, but it is with you, so that if the mind were to get agitated, the intellect will be able to immediately give him enough information to quieten it. Such an individual, when he strives to contemplate without any obstruction, you can reach out to this new awakening. Continue.
Arudha shakterahamo vinashah kartunna shakyah sahasapi panditaihi ye nirvikalpakhya samadhi nischalaha तानन्तरानन्त भवा हि वासनाः
akhanda shaktehe aruda shakter ahamo vinashaha. When once the ego is being arud, well developed, gross, wanting only to acquire from everybody, full of jealousies, greed, punishment, and the idea that I am the body. Once this ego is thus crystallized strongly, powerfully in you, even if you are a wise man with all the knowledge of the textbooks, Shastra Jnana, even if you have got them, erudite, scholar you may be, it is not easy to destroy it. By merely the study of the scriptures, because of your knowledge, intellectual appreciation of the contents of the Upanishads, the Gita, a mere information carried will not dissolve away the egocentric attitude in your mind that I am the body cannot be removed. Aruda shakte ahamo vinashaha. To this aham idea, the ego idea, vinasha, destruction, kartam na shakya. It cannot be done, achieved. Sahasa panditaihi. Even a pandit cannot, sahasa, instantaneously, because I read it, I got it. No. The moment you read a recipe, you cannot take a plate and start eating. Recipe is only instructions. There afterwards you have to go into the kitchen and do exactly what has been said. And chances are about 5% that you may get something of the shape, not the taste, shape, or the thing that has been described. It takes time. A doctor may give you a prescription. By carrying the prescription in your pocket and reading it 3 times a day, very systematically, it will not cure. You have to get it, the medicine concerned, and start taking it in the regular doses that the doctor has prescribed. Then, in time, chances are that you will get out of your trouble or your disease. You get cured. In the same way, the scriptures are giving you the recipe, or it is providing you with the prescription, the road map. By reading the road map, you don't reach the places. In the same way, here he says, however great the man of knowledge he may be, this ego once become gross and strong and powerful, and who is not got it, all of us have got it, it cannot be overnight removed. You must have patience. Continue your sadhana. And after some time, that will be an added bloom on the cap of the ego. I am a great spiritual student. I'm not like everybody else. I'm a brahmachari. Added another. The ego has become more gross, that is all. Because we have been told to diet, there are people who in diet become fatter. Because more regular food, irregularities are removed, and quickly digesting food, and many times a day, that is the doctor prescribed, there you are. Dr. Saab, I am putting on weight. What I am trying is to reduce, to slim. In the same way, ego, to remove the ego, you are doing sadhana, and then you develop an extra which you never had. Before you had some humbleness. I am a sinner, I am a useful. Now, I was, but now purely spiritual, purely spiritual. Another idea comes. This ego is very difficult. See, I chanted all the mantras. Vivek, Chudamani, what do you think? You see, there was nobody in India to do that. So I had to go all the way. I left my children and my husband and my job and I came all the way. Do you know who I am? I am the one who chanted everything. See, it's the noblest work, I admit. But even that can develop and add a few more grossness to your ego. Very careful. Ye nirvikalpakhya samadhi nischala, unless you practice, those who practice, whoever it be, turn your mind's attention away from all objects. To be conscious of an object is called a thought. Does thought completely cease? That is the state of nirvikalpa. Vikalpa, thoughts. Nirvikalpa, no thoughts. Why? You are stunned by the vastness of that direct experience. Not that you sleep, that is not it. But that which you are thought surrendered. No other thought can dare come into your mind because you are so full of the higher experience. Nirvikalpa samadhina vina. Without that practice of contemplation, quietening the mind, straining away or filtering away all thoughts, all the fields of experiences that you had as an ego, in that silence of deep meditation and contemplation alone, ananda bhava hi vasana. This vasana in you is so strong, which is the spring, which is the seed, because of which the ego has come. Because of the vasanas, the BMI. And because of identifying with the BMI and running after the sense objects in order to fulfill the vasanas, the ego becomes stronger and stronger, or grosser and grosser. And these vasanas have been created ananda, endless lives. It is not that yesterday or day before study made. It is a product of the entire past. And this pressure of the past can be ended only by quietening the mind, silencing the mind. When mind is silenced, the ego is ended. When ego is ended, there is no vasana. Even though there may be residual vasanas, it cannot affect, because the ego alone acted or done the thing, the work. And the result of it must come to the ego. The ego is ended. I might have committed a crime, a murder, and for which they have punished me, and I have put him in solitary confinement. In my dream, at that time, I woke up. The moment I wake up, the karma that I have done in the dream and the results of it are all made null and void. Because so long as the dreamer is not in the dream laws cannot be functioned on him. He is in a different state of consciousness. Similarly, the ego, so long as is identified with the BMI, it suffers the past experiences through BMI. Once that ego is ended, where mind is ended, ego is ended. The lighter consciousness caught up in the thoughts is called the ego. When the thoughts have dried up, there is no more that is the only way to end the ego.
Aham buddhyaiva mohinya yojayitva vriter balat vikshepa shakti purusham vikshepayati tad gunaihi.
This idea that I am this body, which is in your intellect, it is nowhere else. You have convinced yourself that I am that. Just as every man's character, is it not what he has convinced himself? I am useless. I am meant for failure only. I will never be able to do it. I am not capable of doing it. I have no strength to do it. Now change that idea. Now Guru's grace has come. Hereafter I can do it. I will do it. Now his entire character, entire behavior. Why? His entire destiny is changed because of his concept of himself has been changed. Think. So Shivaji would not have been Shivaji but for his mother. Insisting. You are capable. What are you talking? You can. Until at last he said, yes, I can. And there you are. From the childhood onwards, they say, you are useless fellow, you are exactly like your father, useless, you will starve only, you will go, you will be rotting in the streets. Yes, the fellow will rot in the streets. So that is why brahmacharis, even though they are rascals, you are wonderful, you are wonderful, you are glorious, oh, you are such a brahmacharis, you know, it is only a luck that will bring to Guru. Any Guru will be happy with you. He will improve. Useless fellow, perverted, dirty fellow, I don't know why you left home and came back. My prarabdha, if I go on telling that, he will become lower. I tell you whether it is your child or anybody, you encourage them illogically, stupidly, knowing very well that he is a fool. Put your tongue in your cheeks and say, you are one of the wisest people I have seen. Tell him, in a month's time they become wisest. How you run your palakar and your study groups and all that. I am hearing wonderful reports about you. You are wonderful, you are wonderful. The man goes there and the man writes to me that, Swamiji, what have you done with him? He has become very dynamic and all. Why? I put him, you are dynamic, you are dynamic. And I said, yes, I am dynamic. This is all. Try that. Tell on one of your friends, you are slightly pagal. You are slightly. I say, hey, what all are you doing? You are pagal. You are crazy. You go on telling him. In a month's time you will find, yes. To the extent he accepts that I am pagal, he is a pagal. Hey, Carlo, you go to Tirupati. जब भजन करने से you will be all right. Okay? Vishwas. He goes there. Hey, Tirupati Venkadajalapati, I am. What a difference, Swamiji. When I went there, I was not all right. But when I was coming back, in the bus, miracle happened. What? I became all right. How many people feel that? That temple did it, this Guru did it, his prasadam he ate, and therefore even the cow there is eating prasadam, nothing has happened. I am not ignoring it. I am telling you the logic behind. So that here what he says, this aham vibuddhi is all in your intellect. Infinite are your capacities and abilities because you are nothing but the Brahman. But how you recognize it is all the importance. As you think, so you become. So that aham buddhiva mohinya, that deludes you. Yojayitva avruder balad. How is it managed? Avrudi. The tamas in your intellect, the non-apprehension of the real nature, the misapprehension start. When this non-apprehension has come, you cannot stop the mind from doing its job of fancying, imagining, projecting world of plurality, misconceptions. Hundreds of your friends may stand around and say, what are you talking? You are such an intelligent man. You got admission in the medical college, even though the father paid 5 lakhs. You got an admission. And 3 years you passed. The 4th year you say that, no, medical I can't. Why? I am not able to. I can't remember. I can't study. I can't. Once he decided, and one day you wake up and say, I am a fool. I can't study anything. Yes, from that day onwards, you can never study it. So as you think. So then once you are not able to appreciate or understand the reality as it is, when there is tamas in you, non-apprehension, thereafter vikshepa shakti purusham, the vikshepa shakti in you, the power of deluding you with projections, which vikshepayati tadgunaihi, you are agitated, confused, according to the type of vasanas that you had in you.
विक्षेप शक्ति विजयो विषमो विधातुम् विषमो विधातुम् निःशेषमावरण शक्ति निवृत्य भावे शक्ति निवृत्य भावे दृग्दृश्ययो स्फुटपयो जलवद्विभागे स्फुटपयो जलवद्विभागे नश्येत्तदावरणमात्मनि च स्वभावात् आत्मनि च स्वभावात् निःसंशयेन भवति प्रतिबन्धशून्यः विक्षेपणां न हि तदा यदि चेन्मृषार्थे
Vikshepa Shakti Vijayeo. Vikshepa Shakti, from these agitations of the mind, how am I to win a victory over it? Vishamo Vidhadam. It is not easy to quieten the mind. All of us are suffering from this disturbance of the mind running out into the world of objects. It is not easy to control it. You may control, what is that, the oceans. You may control and play with the mountains, but you cannot control your mind. It's an old saying in Sanskrit. In the same way, you can drink and dry up the ocean, perhaps, but you cannot control the mind. Vikshepa Shakti is so powerful. Nishesham avarana Shakti nivritti abhave. When nishesha, without a trace, this avarana, the tamas in you, the non-apprehension in you is not being removed, abhave, is not yet removed, then the avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti cannot be stopped. So long as I have not seen the rope, the snake will be crawling all over you, biting you, looking at you and frightening you. All these things will come. So long as you are not awakened, woken up, the dream will persecute you. Simple. So as long as there is tamas, there will be rajas in you. What we are trying is to control the rajas. Swamiji, I am trying to control my mind. Control my mind. Meaning, controlling the agitations of the mind is a symptom of a disease in you. You are trying to control the shivering fever, high fever, shivering fever, by going into a tub of ice. But the fever is because of the malarial germs in you. That cause you are not removing. You are doing what we call as the symptomatic treatment. Only symptoms you are removing, but the cause you are not removing. In the same way, you and I are trying our level best to quieten the mind, but the tamas in you is not gone. So long as there is a non-apprehension of reality, you have no direct experience of the highest reality, there will be mental agitations. You can only direct that mental agitation to a creative field, social work, serving others. You have got it, turn it towards that, which will slowly remove the cause, the tamas, caused by the negative or tamasic vasanas. Slowly will end. Japa, tapa, dhyana, what is called that? Puja, worship of the Lord, devotion. These are methods. Mind is still agitation. But you turn it, give it a a creative direction, whereby the cause for all these agitations, the vasanas will be reduced. The tamas is slowly removed. As the tamas goes, the intellect is able to appreciate and understand the greater reality behind it. To the extent the intellect is understood, the tamas is gone. Viksheva Shakti. The avarana is removed, the Viksheva Shakti also quietens. Drigdrishyayoho sputapayo jalamad vibhage. But how can I do it? By intellectual thinking. Vivek, discrimination. Discrimination means drik, drishya, vivek. The discrimination between the seer and the seen, the subject and the object. Contemplate upon, including your body and the sense organs, the mind and intellect, and their various activities. All of them are objects. The subject, I, who am seeing them all and experiencing them all, must be something other than the objects. Thus discriminate. Payo jalamiva. Just as certain days, I don't know nowadays, I get milk with lot of water in it. And I complain. So they told me that it is for your general health. Pure milk, is dangerous. You grow fatter and fatter, and that is bad, Swamiji. Therefore, we are deliberately putting the water. Or there is 2 cows there. One is called the watery cow. She has been given the name also, Ganga. One cow is Ganga, and the other real milk. So real milk are meant for some people in the ashram, and the Ganga water is meant for me. Now, when water and milk are mixed together, you cannot separate them. They are together. Now, Hamsa bird is a rare bird. It's a mythological bird. There's no bird like that. Hamsa is the one bird that can distinguish and take the milk alone and leave the water there. If only I could do that. Every day, half a glass of water I can supply. Now, yes, Payojalavad vibhage, when you distinguish and separate, just as from water and milk, the milk alone separate in the same way. It's not easy. The drishya, the thing seen and the siya, when you can distinguish, slowly practice it. Then you turn your attention to the subject, exclusive of the objects. Nashet tad avaranam atmani swabhava. It is in this mixture, in this unholy wedlock between the spirit and matter, the Atman and the not-self, the self and the not-self, the Atman and the Anatman, that the ego has risen. When you distinguish them, Just as water and milk, and then take the milk away from the water, separate them. In this discrimination, Vivek, the tamas slowly moves away. Because to the extent you are removed, you are getting the direct experience of the pure milk, the pure self. At this moment, it is all in a khichdi, consciousness of things. Remove the things away, pure consciousness. Nissamshayena bhavati pradibandha shunya, without any obstacle and root. Don't say that in my meditation, Swamiji, last week I was all right, but this week, fallen. Why? Obstacles have come. Mind cannot be controlled. It is wild and running all over. This kind of thing comes because tamasas again come, therefore vikshepa. So continuous and steady, sincere contemplation is the only way that the tamas can be removed. And where tamas is removed, vikshepa shakti, then of its own accord will end in slowly quieten out. Vikshepanam nahitadaya divche mrisharthe. In case you can do this, in the mrisha artha, in the false objects of the world outside, there will be no more any agitations, no more any vikshepa. The projections of the mind projecting the world of plurality is ended. The moment you have the experience of even 1 cubic centimeter of centimeter square of the rope, the entire snake has gone. No more can that snake, non-existent snake, frighten you. No more is the feeling that I have been bitten and the poison is spreading in my system, etc. All gone. Why? I have suddenly realized that it wasn't the rope command.
Samyak viveka bodha janyah vibhajya drishya padartha tattvam chinatti maya krita moha bandham yasmad vimuktasya punarna samsritihi.
Samyak vivekena, when you have fully vivek, discrimination, when your discriminating work is being fulfilled. Samyak vivekena, sputa bodha janya, born out of clear sputa bodha, knowledge of the higher. On awakening to the higher, on in a different level of consciousness, samyak viveka is fulfilled, discrimination is fulfilled, drishya padartha tattvam, you come to realize drishya, the object and the subject. When you are discriminating, slowly you move away from the objects perceived and in search of the perceiver, the source from which all consciousness are springing forth. You come to experience the higher reality. Sputa bodha janya, born out of the clear and direct experience of the higher. Not because you read the books, not because your teacher was a great man of wisdom. No other help, including Ishvara Kripa. Ishvarenabi, even Lord himself cannot give you the knowledge. You have to find it. It is an evolution from man to God-man. It is a state of new evolution. Each one will have to do it by himself. Chinatti mayakrita moha bandham. Chinatti cuts asunder. Mayakrita, born out of Maya. Maya is non-apprehension and the misapprehensions together. Tamas and Rajas together. It is tamas and Rajas that play as Maya, as all your delusions. Because sattvic mind directly experiences the reality. Maya krita bandha, the sense of bondage. I am limited. I am this body. The whole world is all around me, crushing me shamelessly, mercilessly. I must fight on with everybody until you die. In the Sandhya time, you saw the snake. For the safety of your children and family, and you are in the courtyard. Therefore, with a walking stick, you are going to be eating that, what is that? That serpent. Each time you beat, it jumps. Till early morning, you have to go on. Early morning when the sunlight has come, even though you are lifting the stick for the 10,493rd stick, it will never come down. You sit back and wipe your sweat and smile at yourself. But what a fool I am. Lucky that my brother-in-law is not here to look at it and see it. The family is not here. If they were there, they would have laughed at him. I have been beating this innocent rope throughout the night. So long as that true knowledge of the higher is not come, you will be fighting and contending with the world of plurality that you are perceiving at all times. Esmad vimuktasya punarna samsriti. And an individual who has thus saved himself from tamas and rajas, avarana and vikshema, the veiling power and the agitation power. If these two are removed, an individual is awakened. One who has awakened thus, punarna samsriti, thereafterwards he is no more caught in the web of change. You are no more in the realm of time. You are in the timeless, and in the time alone there is change, and therefore in the timeless you experience the pure self.
Paravaraikatva vivekavahnihi dahatya vidyagahanam hyashesham kim syat punah samsaranasya bijam advaita bhavam samupeyushosya.
The stages of explanation is so precise that the meaning of this verse is already clear in you, because in the light of what has been said so far, this appears to be a mere repetition. But that is the way the logical thinking comes, step by step. Logical thinking is not a hop, step and jump item. Hop, step and jump item, you don't know. In games, sports, one item is long jump. The other is you hop, step and jump. It's called hop, step and jump, hyphenated word. In logical thinking, it is not hop, step and jump. It is one long jump. Never mind. You don't know sports. My mistake. I should have known that you are not the people who have ever done anything sportly. I know you are unsportsmanship. Now, look, here very logical. Next step. Paravaraikatva viveka vannihi. The viveka, the discrimination between para and avara, the lower and the higher. The limited ego and its higher state, pure consciousness. Paravara, between these two. This is the experiencer. I identify with the experience and become myself. I am unhappy, happy, etc. But all these are, I am conscious of. That consciousness is steady. And And that is the real light in which I get all these experiences. This is the lower. The light of consciousness caught up in the web of thoughts is the ego. Ego is only a reflection. It's the pradibimba. And what is the bimba? What is that which is reflected? That is the reality. Thus, between these two, when I make a discriminative investigation, that one, the fire of knowledge that arises out of that discrimination, the hatya avidya gahanam hyaseshat, the avidya, the non-apprehension, however gahana, however dark and dreary and frightening it might have been before, all that misconception suddenly disappears, burned down in the fire of this right understanding that rises out of the discrimination between the lower me as I am now and the higher, the source of all consciousness. By that knowledge, which will be a direct experience, the non-apprehension totally ends. Kim syad punah samsarana sya bija. Kim syad, what can there be? Thereafter, what can there be? Samsaranasya bija. What can there be the seed to bring about again samsara, the world of plurality? The cause is the vasanas. Vasanas expressed as rajas and tamas. When that is ended, because the tamas ended on direct experience. When tamas is ended, tamas is the cause for the agitations. Agitation also ended. Thereafter, how can there be tamas again come? Because the cause for it, the vasanas are all exhausted, all burnt up. Kim karanam? What is the cause? Bija. Where is the bija? For samsarana, for samsara, a recognition of plurality, and then again get caught up in the web of change. Advaita bhavam samupeyushos asya. This man who has samupesha, who are already reached Advaita bhavam. Once you wake up to that state of consciousness, the plurality is merged, the ego is merged, just as the dreamer in the dream world emerges on waking, in this new dimension of consciousness, the ego and its world of plurality, created by the tamas and rajas, yes, through avarana and vicheva, all ended. He has awakened to the Advaita bhava, the experience of one without a second. And to such an individual, where is any cause or residual vasanas in him to again start the world of plurality? Never can rise any desire in him, which will catch him and web him into, cocoon him with his own thoughts and worries and anxieties and agitations. He moves about in the world, ever happy, ever free, ever in the Chidananda Swarupa. He moves about in the world.
Avaranasya nivrittirbhavati samyak padartha darshanatah
Mithya
jnana
vinashastadvat vinashastadvat
vikshepa janita dukkha nivrittihi.
Same idea. I don't know what a set of fools were in front of Shankara at that time. The same idea. In another tune, another meter, he is saying the same thing. Avaranasya nivrittir bhavati. Avarana will end, the veiling will end, the tamas will end. He samyak padartha darshanatah. When you are recognizing it, re-examine the world of plurality, and samyak, very clearly, you see the real nature of the world of plurality. When the snake is there, bring a light. The moment in the light, you re-examine it, you directly see the rope. Where is the difficulty? But at this moment, in the delusory misconception that the world of plurality is real, and there is no greater reality other than the world of plurality, the materialistic standpoint, the secularist standpoint, the technology of the world today recognizes only this world, and this world also, not all the world, only the world that you recognize in the waking state. See? That alone is real to us. The newspapers are page by page. What is it? All description of this non-existent, delusory world of plurality. Your politics, your economics, your technology, your science, all of them are about the world of plurality. And you don't think that there is anything beyond it. You are incapable to even to consider what is a substratum for all this. And the moment if you ask that to a scientist, in Boston I did it, he said, Swamiji, there's something wrong with you. I think lack of vitamin D. That is all that they can think. You see? Therefore, you are not able to see things. It is unscientific to think even of a substratum. Why? Because we cannot experiment upon it. Think. Mithya-jnana vinashastad tadvad. Similarly, this mithya-jnana, the false understanding of a world of plurality and their persecutions upon you are all tadvad. Viksheva janita dukkha nivritti. That viksheva will no be there, save for the viksheva janita dukkha. The sorrows in your life are all because of agitations. Agitations are taking seriously into the consideration that this world of plurality is real. Dukkha nivritti. From all the dukkha you will retire. Where dukkha is not there, sukha comes, meaning blissful state of pure consciousness.
एतत्त्रितयं दृष्टं सम्यक् रज्जुस्वरूपविज्ञानात् तस्माद्वस्तु सतत्वं ज्ञातव्यम् बन्धमुक्तये विदुषा.
When do you see the rope? You are seeing the snake. When can you say that I have rope, I have seen? When three things happen. You see the snake, rope. You do no more see the snake. And the third, the fear that rose in your bosom because of the wrong vision of the snake in the innocent rope. That is also ended. Three things. You see the rope, means you are no more seeing the snake, means the sorrows arising out of the snake vision has ended. The moment you realize, Om, the higher reality, the world of plurality that you have been experiencing till then through tamas and rajas, ended. And that the consequence is all sorrows, fear and agitations and anxieties and worries. All these were created because you assumed the world of plurality as real. The world of plurality you saw because of tamas and rajas. Tamas and rajas are due to the non-apprehension of the reality. The same thing. Etat tratayam, these three, drashtam samyak rajju swarupa darshana, vijnanad. When samyak fully rajju darshan, vijnana knowledge, direct experience of the rajju, the rope, when it happens, all three goes away. Three goes away, that you see the snake, rope. Therefore the snake is gone, And therefore the sorrows arising out of the snake vision is also ended. Tasmad vastu satattvam. When similarly, or because, tasmad, therefore, when vastu tattva darshana, when you have seen the reality behind the world of plurality, that vastu, that higher reality, jnatavyam, you must try to realize that. Bandhamukte vidusha, a wise man should, in order to end the sense of limitations in you, bandha and bondage, and the consequent sorrows and pains and agonies and fears, in order to end that, vidusha, wise man, not merely stop at reading textbooks and repeating those words, but come to experience this higher awakening. Read the next two stanzas together.
Ayogni yoga divasat samanvayat matradirupena vijrumbhate dhihi tatkaryametadvitayam yato mrisha दृष्टं भ्रमस्वप्नमनोरथेषु ततो विकाराः प्रकृतेरहं मुखाः देहावसाना विषयाश्च सर्वे क्षणेन यथा भावितया ह्यमीषाम् असत्वमात्मा तु कदापि नान्यथा.
Ayogni, aya, a piece of iron. Agni samyoga, when that piece of iron is put in the fire, the fieriness of fire, the nature of the fire is gifted away by the host of fire in appreciation and worshipping of the guest who has come in. The guest came, a piece of iron. Iron, the guest that came, is black in color and cold to touch. And when he comes into the house as a guest, the fire embraces and gives him a gift packet. Have it. He says, no, but no, you must have it. And a little persuasion is necessary. It takes time. Until at last iron says, okay, it receives it. What has he given? Two things. Heat, which is not the nature of iron, and a golden color, which is not of the iron. These two are given to you. And the iron piece came. I have also brought something for you. He opens the bag, takes up another gift and gives it to the fire. Fire has no weight. Iron has got only a gross, dead weight. जो कुछ मेरे पास है, सब आपकी. Thus the fire supplies the golden color and heat to the piece of iron, and the iron gives the shape, the geometrical shape, as well as its weight. Two things, gifts are in this unholy combination of the iron piece, black and cold, with fire, golden in color and heat, when they are combination, you see a red, hot, glowing piece of fire with a weight and a shape. If it is spherical, it is the iron and gold, fire is spherical. If it is rectangular, it is rectangular. If it is triangular, it is triangular. Same. By itself it is nothing. Only in contact with fire it acquires to itself. Now if you separate that glowing piece of hot iron piece, you separate from fire in another 10 minutes' time. Iron is iron. And what about its golden color and heat? Returned back. This gift is only until you get out of the gate. There you are looted, back again. Chale jao. So long as you remain here, yes, yellow robe and all that sort of thing. When we send you out, yellow robe removed, cleaned, pressed, and the Madhwal keeps it for the next boy. You understand this? Tat karyam medad edad dvitayam yato mrisha. Tat karya, its effects. Both are mrisha. I'm sorry, second line. Matradi rupena vijrambhate dhi. This buddhi of yours is playing about as subject and object only when the touch of life is in them. The intellect is able to play this game only when it is switched on to life. Matra adibhedam, the objects in the world outside. It itself, the intellect itself behaves as objects outside and himself suffering or playing with it. Just as your own mind becomes the dreamer and the dream world of objects, really there is nothing, but you go through the experiences until you wake up. This intellect, thrilled by the touch of consciousness life, itself plays as subject and object. Tatkarya medad dvitayam yato mrisha. Tatkarya, these various effects, the projected by the mind, are all mrisha, are not real. They are only an apparent illusion. Drishtam brahmat swapna manoratheshu. And this is clear to you. It is directly experienced by all human beings in three different conditions. Brahma, swapna, manoratheshu. In Brahma, when you are deluded, seeing the snake in the rope. Brahma. Swapna, in the dream that you are seeing the world of plurality. Manoratha, when you are sitting down thinking, my honey, she really loves me. It's all because of her uncle that, we are not able to. Honey, honey. Honey came and you want to almost embrace. At that time you realized, I am embracing air. She is not there. But in my thinking process heavily, I just see that. In all these cases, in the dream, in delusions, you know that you have seen and experienced something other than a world of plurality, but they are all mrisha. On waking up, you realize them. In the same way, tickled by life, the intellect itself, your buddhi itself becomes a subject and the object, of which the objects are really mrisha. It appears to be all right at that time of delusion, but they are all mrisha. Continue. Tato vikaraha, similarly. Vikaraha, the various modifications. Prakrtir aham mukhaha, in the prakriti, in the world of plurality. The various vikara, the various modifications that you see. What are these? Aham mukhaha. From aham, the idea that I. There is only one Brahman, in which you first see that I am I, aham, Dehavasana, till the body, the grossest body. Aham is the subtlest, there is the intellect, then grosser is the mind, and the grossest is Annamaya Kosha, the physical body. Mukhaha, Dehavasana, Vishayascha Sarve. And all objects perceived, felt, and thought of, all these are Vrisha, false. In the non-apprehension of the reality, these appears to be real for the time being. As the dream appears to be real while dreaming to the dreamer, the moment you wake up it is not there. You realize that they were Mrisha, they were false, they were unreal. Similarly, all these equipments of matter around and about you, identified with it, you are living through it. But they have no reality at all. On waking up to the greater state of truth, Kshane anyadha bhavitaya hi Misha. All these are Misha. When we say these are all unreal, we are not prejudiced against the world of plurality. What do you mean by unreal? Why do you say these are all false? They are kshanam kshanam. Moment to moment, they are changing. That which is constantly changing cannot be the truth, the reality. Reality, the truth must be the substratum upon which all the changes are taking place. Waves come and die, moment to moment. The ocean is the permanent substratum. Then, before the creation of the pot, while it was a pot, and after the pot has been broken, the clay remains the same. Pot came, pot went. The pot is philosophically unreal, with reference to the real, the permanent, the eternal, the immutable, the changeless, the clay. In the same way, this consciousness is permanent, in which all these changeable, variable factors are being projected. This projected world of plurality can never be permanent because the mind is never permanent. It is always in agitation. It is the agitated mind that is creating the world of plurality. The world of plurality is also constantly changing. Vrisha. Asatvam atmatu. Therefore they are all asat. Asat means not sat, real. They are unreal. They are illusory, delusory, misconceptions of the greater reality. Then what is the real? Atmatu kadapi na anyatha. This Atman, the self, the consciousness is kadapi, at no times, under no circumstances. Anyatha bhava. It never behaves as though it is different. It is permanently the same, at all times, in all people, under all conditions. The consciousness that illumined your experiences in the childhood is the consciousness that experiences your youth, middle age, and old age. It never changes. The circumstances change, the individuality change, or the equipments change, and the experiences change, but all of them are being illumined by one source of light. Na anyatha, it doesn't become another form. It is changeless, permanent,